Hi, and welcome to the lesson on concrete details or textual evidence. Concrete details or textual evidence, these are the facts that you're going to use when you write. These are the facts you're going to use to prove your point and make your arguments. When you use a concrete detail or textual evidence, you need to use what we call TLC. The T stands for transition, the L stands for lead-in, and the C stands for citation. Now we'll break those down. Transitions. When a concrete detail or piece of textual evidence begins a chunk, you need to have a transition into the new chunk or your new point. You have a transition word worksheet that you can use to use words, but as you become more sophisticated writers, you should try to use some phrases and some sentences to transition between your points as well. Your concrete details and textual evidence should also be direct quotes. You're in high school now. Time to quit the paraphrasing. Pick specific quotes from your book. Now when I say quotes, I don't mean that somebody has to say it. I just simply mean that it has to be some excerpt, some word for words out of the piece that you're studying. You need to have a lead-in for it. And the lead-ins provide the context. They tell where you took that quote from. For example, look at the literature example. It says, for example, which is a transition word, Atticus tells Scout that she needs to, and then here's the quote, walk around in someone else's skin in order to learn how to treat others. Notice this part here with Atticus tells Scout that she needs to. That's the lead-in. It tells us that Atticus is talking to Scout. Atticus is the father, Scout is the daughter, and that he's trying to teach her something. Okay? Here is an example taken from an article. For example, when Tony LaRussa was asked in an interview with the St. Louis Post-Dispatch if he felt Mark McGuire was worthy of induction into the Hall of Fame, LaRussa replied, I think he is. I definitely think he is. So the lead-in here is this part. When Tony LaRussa was asked in an interview with the St. Louis Post-Dispatch if he felt Mark McGuire was worthy of induction into the Hall of Fame. We know that this is an article that comes from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. We know that it's LaRussa's response, and we know that it was his response to the fact that he was asked a question about Mark McGuire. All that context helps us know where that quote came from. That's called a lead-in. Citation has to go at the end of your quote. It is going to tell us what page you got the excerpt from. When you are using one piece of literature in your paragraph, you can cite the title and the author and the genre in your topic sentence, and then you only have to use the number of the page that that excerpt came from. When there's multiple sources, you'll have to use the author's last name as well as the page number. If you look here, this says Lee 23. That means it came from Harper Lee's book, and that's To Kill a Mockingbird, and it came from page 23. That is how to write and use concrete details in your paragraph. And now you can use this as a resource when you get stuck in the future.